Okay, guys, very good. Okay, guys, very good evening to all of you. I'm audible to everyone. Okay, guys, so fine. Then let's start with the session. Okay, so yeah, guys, please let me know that what do you guys like? Did you guys try something like build some charts or anything by yourself? Or till now, guys, so whatever we have discussed in our latest project, is there any like a question or is there any doubt into that? Yeah, guys. Okay, so fine, guys. Let me then just open my Power BI notebook over here, and let's see, guys, that what we have done so far, and then what maybe the other charts or the report we can actually include it over here. Okay, so I guess that this is what we have done so far. We first in the first page we try to analyze basic like a report over here where we try to discuss about let's say six different charts as well. What is the total revenue by year, based like in a different year, what is the total revenue? Then we talk about the total revenue by category. Then we talk about total revenue by city, payment method, a quarter, and reason as well. And then we finally talk about the total revenue by product name. Then again on the top there's a slicer for like a sales channel, and then we have also have the KPIs over here, starting from total revenue, total orders, customer average order value, and repeat purchase rate and the retention rate. Okay, then in the second report, guys, it is more about the customer analysis. So, we talk about the revenue by age, revenue by gender, and then there's a like a final table where we have the customer ID, customer name, and then definitely what kind of like how much sales we are actually getting from, let's say, each and every customer over here. And for a time being we just consider, let's say, the top 50 customers over here. Okay, so top 50 customers in terms of, let's say, their in terms of their like a purchase. Okay, so I hope, guys, that this particular part is like clear to everyone till here. Any doubt to anyone, guys, till this part? Okay then, guys. So fine. Let's talk about like one last page over here where we can mainly talk about the customer segmentation. Okay, so we have we actually created the column based on the recency, frequency, and the monetary value, and we talk about that there are let's say five or six different groups we can create. So let's see, guys, that we can talk about now. We can talk in detail about that segmentation group, and then we can try to analyze that what kind of like offers or the discounts can be created or can be proposed for let's say the different segments or different group of customers. Okay, so over here, guys, let's try to create our final page over here. I'll write it as report page 3. Now over here, guys, I can talk about this text box over here where I can again try to put our like a title. So this is going to be the customer segmentation analysis. Now over here we have this report page 3. We can try to take it. Okay. So yeah, this is what guys we have done even earlier. We can just try to give the border and the shadow so that it looks similar to our what I can say, the previous pages, and the same over here. Now that's fine. So we got like our let's say the title over here on the top. And now guys, what the next thing we can do? So I told you that this page is more about that particular segmentation group which we have created, and definitely guys, the that those new columns which we have created, like the recency, frequency, and monetary. So over here guys, we first try to analyze the segment. Okay, so I think guys 5 or 6 different groups are there. So we want to first understand that how many people or how many customers are actually belonging to each group. Okay, so we already created this column guys with the name customer segmentation or customer segments. I want to understand guys that there may be 5 or 6 groups which we have created, and this is the group guys which we have created by ourselves. So we want to know that how many candidates or how many customers are actually belonging to each group. Okay, now guys, for this what I want you guys that you can try to create like a tree map to analyze the number of customers belonging to each group or belonging to each segment. Okay, so do it guys, just try to create a tree map and let me know that what numbers you're getting from each segment. Okay, I think guys now definitely the things are these things are really easy, like probably for you by this time. So just try to create a tree map and tell me that what the number of customers belonging to let's say each group or each segment. Yeah, guys, done. No, Mayuri, you're taking it wrong. It is not about the category. It is about the customer segment. I'm asking that the number of like customers belonging to each like a segment. Okay, so we have created one column with the name customer segment based on their recency, frequency, and monetary value. In short, the RFM score. So based on that, we have created one column over here. You can see that transaction customer segment. So from this segment, I want to understand that how many customer belonging to each segment, not about the category. Yeah, guys, anyone? It's again, guys, very easy. You just need to take the tree map over here. You need to decide the size so that you can accommodate some numbers over here. Okay, big spenders 1117. Okay, good. So yeah, this is what I'm actually looking for. So now let's say that over here we can try to bring the customer segment. Okay, and we want that the number of customer in each group. Okay, so yeah, so premium 128. So let's say that if I want to see the number of customers, so we can try to drag and drop. Let's say the total customers column are there. We can try to drag it and drop it into the values. Okay. Now this will give you guys the numbers belonging to each customer. If you just hover on it, you'll get that number. So yeah, as Mayuri said that the number is correct. That the main we have 1,117 customer belonging to this group called big expenders. Now, definitely, guys, this needs a bit of improvement. So we can try to add the labels so that the number can visible over there. So right now it is coming in a display unit. We don't want like that because none of these numbers are actually into the thousand. So that's fine. We can try to change bit bold. The colors are there. So yeah, first, I can go into the title and make sure that total customers by segments. I can do it over here. Increase the size, make it bold, change the color, bring it in the middle. So yeah, things are done over here. And one more thing which is actually require is similar to what we have done earlier. And this is the we have to do just for one time. Let's take it to the same color and the same over here. Okay, so one more Okay. Yeah, guys. So you can see that like if I talk about the big spender guys, so big spenders are those like definitely who are actually spending let's say like more money or like the in terms of like actually great in terms of the monetary value. So you can see guys that yeah, this is actually a good thing for the I can say guys definitely for the like the organization or let's say startup or the firm because that definitely if the monetary value is actually high, it means that they are generating more revenue even from lesser number of customers who are there. Okay, then you can see guys that we have 349 customers who are belonging to like the other group. Now these are the like some important point guys which you need to understand because you can see guys that we make five groups. Okay, but still there are like the customer who are not belonging to any of like this group. Okay, so who are not the loyal customer, who are not like the premium customer or premium loyal customer. Okay, then we even guys like if I talk about the last three groups guys, so you can see that there are very few customer belonging to in these groups. Okay, so you can see that we have just 128 customer belonging to the premium customer group. Then we just have 37 customer belonging to the loyal customer group, and then just nine customers are guys there who belonging to a like a premium loyalist. Okay, so if you just try to even take a sum of this, so the sum of like this total will probably come out to be let's say 170. Okay, 170 or 175. Okay, so you can see guys that on one side you have big spenders who are definitely guys going to be let's say a good customer for you, and then you have the like 175 customer who can actually whom you can consider as a good customer. But apart from that guys, the other groups are actually disturbing. Like if I talk about it guys, let's say we probably cannot talk more about the others, but definitely guys if I talk about these customers who are actually at risk. Okay, so you can see there that there are 216 customers who are actually at risk. Okay, definitely guys these numbers are quite disturbing, and we definitely want to like retain this customer who are actually at risk right now. And then we have 144 customer who are actually lost. Okay, now definitely this is also not a good thing for like the industry. Okay, because this is happening guys from that data of 2000 customers only. This is not this it's not like that we have 20,000 or let's say a 2 million customer. We just have 2000 customer, and in that 2000 customer we have around 144 customer who are actually lost, and then 260 so 216 customer who are actually at risk. Okay, so definitely guys, these figures are not really good at all. Okay, now going forward guys, this is one thing we observe, and right now we just like talk about let's say the number of customer belonging to each group. Now the next thing guys which we can try to check is we can try to create a clustered bar chart to understand the revenue. Okay, so right now guys we discuss about the number of customer belonging to each group. Now if I want to discuss more about guys the segment, so we can talk about our next chart where we can try to discuss the revenue generated from each segment. Okay, so again guys there are you can see that there's seven segments in total if I include the others as well. So we want to see guys that how much like money or how much revenue is actually generated from each segment. Okay, so yeah guys, do it, try to create a clustered column chart and check that how much like revenue is generated from each segment. Do it guys,
I
everyone.
have one doubt.
Yeah, sure.
In my chart, it's showing 1K, 0K, like that values. How to change that 117 and
Yeah,
114?
yeah,
Like,
sure. So this is what even showing in my case also. Maybe if you observe that. So for that you can go into the format visual, okay, and you can see that you should be definitely on this data label. So when you on this data label, you have this option of values over here, and in this
mm,
inside the values you can see that the option of display unit. Okay, so by default, maybe in your case also, just like in my case, it is given as auto. Okay. means automatic. So automatically it is trying to take into the thousand and just like except one number, none of these values are into the thousand. So that's why it is coming as 0k. Okay. So you can just try to change it to the none. Okay. So if you change it to the
Okay.
none, then you start getting that in a whole number value.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So fine guys, now try to create the next chart. That's a clustered bar chart to analyze the revenue from each segment. Okay, so create a cluster bar chart to analyze the revenue from each segment. Yeah, guys, done. Okay, so now let's see premium 8 million. Let's see, guys. So clustered bar chart. If I try to create it over here, and if I try to take the segment first. Okay, so we have the customer segment over here on to the y-axis, and into the first table we have the total revenue onto the x-axis, and again just try to apply the same filter on the top of it. Now definitely get these big spenders and everything we want it on on to my left. So we don't want to remove it. I can just try to remove all the x-axis thing because this is something which is not required. And definitely the title from the y-axis. The value on the y-axis should remain as it is. Just make it bold so that it should be visible. Yeah, it is fine. Just change the bar color from this to, let's say, something related to this. Okay. Now let's see what is happening over here. So we are definitely, guys, this is quite obvious that because even big spenders, there are two reasons, guys, because big spenders definitely means that we actually name them as a big spender because they're actually spending, let's say, a lot of money. They are giving, let's say, a lot of sales and or I can say that lot of like revenue. So that is definitely this is definitely making a sense that big spenders are actually from the big spenders. The company is actually collecting the total revenue of 44 million, which is definitely a good a huge amount of like a value or huge amount of revenue. Then guys, you can see the segregation over here. So then we have the other group now guys again so again guys why I actually discussed that this part that this is quite important to actually like retain these customer because you can see guys that these customers are actually coming on to the second position who are right now at a risk. Okay, means who didn't like purchase anything or who didn't orders anything maybe from the last like a 4 or 5 months. These customers are not like some ordinary customer. These customers are really important because these customers actually gives you the sale of around or revenue of around 9 million. Then we have guys premium customers over here who are giving the sale of around 8 million. Then 3 million guys from the lost customer. Now again guys, this is quite like a disgusting part for the company. Then loyal customer guys 2 million, and since guys we have very less premium loyalist, so over here guys the total sale is actually not touching even 1 million. It is 1,47,000. Now definitely guys if I talk about the goal or if I talk about the next big objective for what should be the big objective for the company after looking into this chart, after looking into these numbers, it is definitely guys going to, the first thing is going to be to definitely guys retain these customers who are actually at risk. This is definitely guys really important. Along with that guys, they definitely try to focus on increasing the number of the customer for this premium loyalist. Okay, though right now guys we have 1,47,000. If these numbers will increase, then it will definitely give more benefit to the organization. Okay, and again guys, again it is also important to understand. So again guys, if you remember, we also have one more chart called key influencers. So it is important to understand that what influences or what is actually maybe the most important reason for which we got these lost customer like a thing over here. Okay, so need to understand that where the improvement can be done. Okay, because definitely guys, if they got some like they lost some customers and then they have some customer which who are actually at risk. Okay, and the numbers are not very small, that numbers are actually big. So there are 216 customers who are actually at risk, and they already given you the sale of around 9 million. So it is really important guys, if I want to retain these customers, we first need to understand that what may be the pain point, what may be the issue which let's say the customer who actually lost, what kind of issues they have faced, and we can try to make the improvement over there. So right now guys, definitely this is a limited data. We actually don't have let's say more information over here. I can say that there may be a problem with the delivery days. Maybe the company has taking like the number of delivery days are actually a bit higher. So definitely these things can be improved, but yeah, we first need to analyze like why it is happening, and then we can try to improve those like a part. Okay, now guys, going forward, the next chart which can be created over here, which can actually help us to like get more understanding about these groups or about these segment. Okay. So now is into that case, let's see that what else we can do. Okay, so because we also have guys something like a frequency and let's say the monetary, so we can even try to check those things, how those things are actually going on. Okay, so let us try to think of guys some chart in a related way. 1 second, guys. So. Okay, yeah, okay. So what I am actually suggesting that okay, what can be the next thing we can try to plot? It is definitely guys we can try to plot something called as a like a purchase frequency guys. Okay, so definitely guys there's a like if I talk about like those columns which we have created, like we have also created guys different frequency, monetary and the recency values over here. So yeah, we can try to check guys the frequency score, or I can just talk about the frequency of the purchase frequency over a period of time. Okay, so let's say we can try to analyze this guys with respect to the month or with respect to the quarter or with respect to the year. So you can try to analyze like the purchase frequency. Okay, so whether it is increasing or decreasing over the period of time. Okay, so it means guys that let's say the reputation of the customer we like whatever the reputation of the customer we have at the initial stage, whether it is keep on increasing or or whether it is probably decreasing over the period of time. Okay, so that is again, guys, a very important thing to analyze. So yeah, guys, just try to plot it. Just try to plot the like either the area chart or either the line chart to analyze the purchase frequency over the period of time. Do it. You can take any one of to that, either line or the area chart to analyze the purchase frequency over a period of time. Yeah, guys, anyone? Yeah, guys, anyone? Okay, guys, it is Okay, so I think guys, you can see that what we have done over here, we just try to take the invoice date onto the x-axis and then count of frequency actually. So if you try to take it guys directly, so it will come as sum of frequency, but we don't want that. We want to get the count of frequency. And I actually didn't ignore guys any of this thing. So you can see that initially it is like in terms of like a year. Okay, so you can see guys that definitely the frequency actually increases. Okay, so in 2024 the count of frequency is 6.2 thousand. Then if I go up, so in 2025 it is 10,000. Okay, so it is definitely going up. uh, then guys, if I just sorry. So if I want to go one level like a down, let's say a next level of hierarchy, if I want to see. So in terms of quarter, guys, this is what we are getting. But I guess, guys, definitely if I talk about over a period of time, that how it is like going on. So month will actually give you like more like idea that which month in which month, like guys, let's say the customer is more active or something. So you can see guys that in the Jan month, what is the count of frequency? Then in the March month, it is actually good. So in every like alternative month, guys, you can probably see that the frequency count is near to like 1700. Okay, and then in every next month, guys, it is maybe 1500 or 1600 something. So this is what we can observe over here. Okay, so you can see guys that we have not put it like lot of effort to actually create it, because you can see guys that like we have just taken the invoice date onto the x-axis, and this is what guys I want to understand like over here. And on the y-axis, guys, just take the account of frequency. Okay, one more thing, guys, which I can probably do, because again, like on the x-axis, guys, we require the value, but we again don't require the title over there. So we can simply try to remove that like a title from here. Okay, so I can just try to select this, and into the x-axis, guys, we don't require the title actually. We just require the values, and we can even try to make it bold. And from the y-axis, guys, we actually don't require anything. Okay, so I can remove the title and value both. So we have like the size will be good over here. Okay, then grid lines is already not there, so that's good thing. If I want to change into the area chart, so yeah, that can be done. And if you're converting this into the area chart, then it is also important to actually change the color, because again it will not be similar to like our different colors. So yeah, now this is good. Okay, so you can see guys that what we are actually doing it over here. Okay, so we are getting the frequency over the period of time of how it is going. Okay, and in the same chart, guys, you can just try to drill down and drill up. If I want to go one level up, I can go I can click on this button which is upward arrow. And if I want to go down, I can click on this button, which is actually double down. Okay, is it clear, guys? I think now this particular chart I think is easy to create. Okay, maybe you got some confusion, so probably not able to create it, but it's easy to create and easy to like capture the information from here. Yeah, done, guys, for everyone. Okay, so now let's try to create a next chart over here into the same report page. So try to create, guys, a scatter plot now to analyze the relation between the frequency value and the monetary value, because recency having no, if definitely not making any sense. So you just need to try, you need to make the relation, you need to analyze the relation between frequency and the monetary value. So frequency versus monetary. And for that, guys, I want to create the scatter plot. If you think that some legend can also be put it over there to make the particular chart more informative, so you can do that. Okay, so create, guys, a scatter plot to analyze the relation between frequency and monetary. Do it, guys, everyone. Yeah, guys, anyone who has created that like a chart to analyze the relation between frequency and the monetary. Okay, so for okay, fine, guys. Let me then try to create it over here. Let me help you out with that. So what I was thinking to create, let's say the frequency over here versus monetary over here. Uh, Okay, and definitely, guys, this can be changed to count of frequency. The monetary can be definitely the sum of monetary. Uh, then if I vote some values over here, I can probably drag it. Otherwise, into the legend, I can try to drag the customer segment. So we'll get like six, seven different segments over there. We can also, guys, let me also try to introduce something over here if you want to make it more interactive. We can try to put in voice date over here, and let me show you guys that what kind of the benefit will get it over here with this. Just try to add if you want to add more variety over here. So you can even try to drag the total revenue, and definitely guys the revenue will be move from the big spenders. Now guys, let me show you guys something really interesting over here. If I just click on this play button, you'll see guys that how quickly the things are changing over here. And it started from guys that very initial stage which is 2024, and you can see guys that you get the entire thing starting from 2024, and definitely guys the last value over here will be that 2026. Okay, so that's how guys it should actually go on. Definitely guys, on the x-axis, since there are a lot of values, you're probably not able to get the numbers over there. Okay, so for that you can also try to take only the year or something related to that. Even guys over here, let's say if I just stop somewhere in the middle, you'll see guys that we are actually having a data of like 11 July 2024. Now if I want to understand that what happened at 11 July 2024, so you can see guys that what is the sum of frequency guys of this let's say the at-risk customers. So that is 33. Sum of monetary is something. The total revenue is 19,000, and the date is 11 July. Now, guys, definitely there's let me try to add bit more information over here, because I think when we try when if I really want to see and get some real information, so I should try to take the customer ID into the values, and I should try to make it not the customer ID is okay. Once again, the total customers actually into the values, so that in that same guys a graph, I can also get that okay, non-major failure required into the values. Fine. So this is a non-major failed, but then I really want to get this. Okay. No, this then this cannot be filled it over here. We can then try to take the customer. Maybe guys, the quantity can be taken over there, or you can try to even drag this total cells if it makes some sense over here. Let's see. So yeah, but total cells are going to be the same thing. Yeah, so remove it. Okay, now guys, let's see that what is happening over here. If I just try to talk about different like years or different months, so you can see guys, definitely the cost big spenders are always on the top. So the count of frequency, guys, you can see that 25 orders has been created or has been made by these like a customer. 25 order, guys, on let's say a single day, and that's a great number, guys. And from that 25 orders, you can see that how much revenue has been generated. Okay, so the total revenue, the sum of the monetary value also coming in, guys, over here. Okay, and if I talk about a particular date, guys, so on this particular date, we have also one order from the premium customers. Okay, we can see that how much is the total revenue, and one order, guys, from the other customer. Okay, so you can see, guys, that there's a beautiful thing, guys, called play access. Okay, so if I want to analyze it, guys, day by day. Okay, so you can see that we have one lost customer. If I talk about it, okay, so let's not talk about the lost customer. Let's talk about the premium customer, guys. So you can see that we have premium customer over here. The two order from the previous premium customer. You can say, guys, you can see the total sales, the total revenue, and again, guys, the sum of the monetary value. Okay, and if you just stop all these things, guys, let's say if I simply reaches on to the end, or if you remove, guys, this invoice date from the play access, it is fine, guys, you can definitely remove it. There's no problem at all. So you'll get like this kind of thing. Now if I just want to understand the relation over here, so definitely, guys, the big spenders will be on the top. Okay, so definitely the sum of the monetary value will be really high, and definitely they are good. Their total revenue, guys, will be is already we observe that it is 44 million. So you can see the same thing, guys, over here. Okay, so the entire figure, guys, which we have observed till now, so you can see, guys, the count of frequency. So the count of frequency is nothing but the orders made by them. Okay, so that is 11,467. You can see the sum of monetary value. You can also see, guys, the total revenue. Okay, then you can see, guys, that at second, or we have, guys, these customer. Okay, so which is you can see, guys, and you can actually observe, guys, that there's a linear relationship between frequency and the monetary value. So definitely, guys, if the frequency is high, because you can see, guys, that over here the frequency is 11,000. So definitely, guys, if the frequency is high, so as the monetary value. Over here, guys, you can see that frequency is 2400. So the monetary value is also is actually higher, and it is quite less. So even the same effect, guys, you can see into the monetary value. Okay, so it means, guys, that both of these values, the frequency and monetary, are linearly related. Okay, and you can see, guys, that what is happening over here. And that's what, guys, we need to understand, that what may be the problem they are facing. Okay, so at risk, guys, you can see that the frequency over here. Okay, so you can see, guys, that how much order these customer has made who are actually at risk. Okay, so total 2,463 orders they have made, and they have generated a lot of revenue, we have already discussed about it, like 9 million like revenues they have generated. Then there's other category, then there's a premium lost customer category. You can also try to understand, guys, that these other category which we are not able to take it into any proper category. We can try to think of that what particular a segment, or what particular criteria we actually left. We What may be the criteria which we actually ignore. Okay, so we can actually try to understand about it, that what criteria we actually ignore, and we can try to think of that this particular a set of customer, because the number of customer, guys, belonging to this group are also actually good in numbers. So we can try to think of something and try to pull these customer back into some a segment. Okay, so that the proper discussion, the proper decision, the proper let's say the offer can be created for these customers, because for other guys, what kind of a proposal you can make. Okay, so you cannot think of any such proposal. Okay, and then, guys, you have one last group over here which we already talk about it, that the number of customers are low over here, and that's why you can see the count of frequency, it is at 97. The monetary value is also low, and the total revenue is also low. Okay, So, yeah, guys, just to make it more interesting, I try to add something into the play access, and definitely, guys, if you try to add it even right now, it the whole thing has become more more interesting over here. Okay, so right now we have a data for 18th May, okay, which is the last date, guys. Okay, so we have the collected the data till 18th May. Definitely, guys, if I want to play click on that play access, we can see that what is actually happening on a daily basis. Okay, so that's a great like analysis which we can try to include it over here. Okay, is it clear, guys, to everyone? Yeah. Yeah, this particular chart is clear to everyone. Definitely the formatting can be done. Okay, and I will definitely, guys, try to change the title so better as I can write it as frequency by monetary and segments. Okay, so definitely, guys, there's no need of having such a big title. Okay, so fine, guys. Yeah, I any doubt, guys, with this particular chart? Since I've added like quite a few things over here. So yeah, please let me know, guys, if there's any doubt or question from this particular chart. Okay, guys, then so fine, guys. Then let's take a like a break over here. After the break, we'll talk about two more charts. One is like funnel chart, or then maybe the like a ribbon chart. So that's what, guys, will try to understand it like at the end. Fine, guys, and even till now, if you have anything to like understand, or if you have anything to discuss, so please let me know. Okay. So thank you, guys. Yeah, guys, so everyone has completed till this part. Okay, guys. So now let's try to create, guys, one more chart from your end. Okay, that is and try to create a funnel chart over here, guys, for the segment conversion. Okay, so there are 6 7 segments we have. So for segment conversion, just try to divide, guys, in terms of percentage, because in a tree map, guys, you can see that we are getting those numbers. We are getting the numbers over here. We are getting like the customers in the numbers. Okay, now I want to see that, guys, in terms of conversion, specifically in terms of like percentage. So for that, guys, let's try to create a funnel chart over here, everyone. Create, guys, a funnel chart over here. Yeah, guys, funnel chart, anyone created? Okay, so yes, again, yeah, it's easier one to actually create. So here we have this funnel chart. Can definitely try to take it over here. And into the funnel chart, guys, I want to see the segment like conversion. So there's a customer segment group which we have created. And then on to the values, guys, you can take anything. Let's say you can divide it onto the revenue or onto the total customers. Definitely, guys, it needs formatting over here. So we'll go inside this. Um Now, guys, if I want to, you have to see, guys, that over here the data value is given, and you have to actually select it over here that whether how you want to break it down. Okay, so funnel chart is all about like like how you want to break it down, like whether to the percent of false or whether to the percent of previous value or whether percent of like in a different way. Okay, so I think you can take it into percent of like a previous value. That's why, guys, it will be a segment conversion. Definitely, guys, we can try to understand that not require many value after the decimal place and make it bold. Now I can try to do one thing over here first. Okay, now this is good. Let me take it on to the first. Okay, so you can see, guys, that what is happening over here. So we actually break it down, guys, as the percent of previous. Okay, so if I talk about biggest spenders, guys, so definitely biggest spender actually containing the majority of the customer are belonging to the biggest spenders, and that is something we already know. Now this is actually coming in terms of now numbers, guys, but if I now try to talk about, guys, the others. So now, guys, over here it is actually the percent of first, if I talk about, so that is 31.2%, and the total number of customer, guys, belonging to this group is 349. That is something we already know. And if I talk about, guys, the percent of like a previous, so that is 31 point let's say 2%. Okay, then over here, guys, if I talk about this, the customer who are actually at risk. So comparatively, guys, okay, so compared to the previous one, guys, it is 61.8%. But if I talk about, guys, in overall data, what let's see the it's not 61, actually 62%. But if I got talk about, guys, the overall data, so in that overall data, guys, if I talk about the percentage of these customers, so this is 19%, guys. Okay, then if I again come on to the next one, so in the next one, guys, we have 144 customer who are actually at lost. 12.89 customer, guys. So if I talk about the overall percentage, so overall overall percentage, guys, of these customer belonging to in this particular group is 13%. And if I compare it, guys, with the previous like a group, so it is actually more, it is 67%. Okay, then we coming on to, guys, next group, which is premium customer group. Now if I talk about, guys, the premium customer group, so total 128 customer belonging to this group, and it actually constitute 11.4% of the total data. Okay, then coming on to the next, guys, so we have the group of loyal customer. Now definitely, guys, we know that the loyal customer actually less in numbers. Okay, so we have just 37 customers over here. Now it actually constitute 3.31% of the total data, and definitely, guys, 29% if I compare it with the previous one. Okay, so finally, guys, we have that last like a group, guys, and you already know, guys, that there are very few customer belonging to like that particular group. So if I talk about this group, guys, so you can see that we have 0.81%. So just nine customer, guys, belonging to this particular group. And if I compare to the previous one, guys, so it actually constitute let's say 24.3. So you can see guys, that in this way you can try to actually break it down your like analysis, and you can see that in terms of like percentage, in terms of the like how much area they are actually covering, guys. So if I want to understand that part, so for that, guys, this funnel chart actually makes more sense. Okay, and it's up to you guys that how you want to actually break it down. Okay, so whether you want to break it down with respect to the previous value. Okay, so you can see guys that there's a conversion rate over here. So if I want to on it, if I want to off it, okay, so everything, guys, you can actually try to do it over here. Okay, so if you don't want to on the conversion rate, you can definitely try to off it. Okay, ultimately, guys, over here, the way you want these labels, you can definitely try to take it, guys, in that way. Okay, so if I want to take it as the percent of first, you can see, guys, that ultimately all the values over here it actually changes to the percent of like first. Okay, so fine, guys, this is how we can see the funnel chart, and we can see, guys, that how the values are actually changes, how the values are actually the percentage the constitute, guys, is actually converted over here step by step or the segment by segment. Okay, is it clear, guys, to everyone till this part? I think that creating this particular chart is not like a very big job, so I hope that you guys can definitely easily able to create it. Yeah. Now, guys, one last chart which I can try to show you over here is this Gantt chart. Now, Gantt chart, guys, in this particular sales data or like a sales type of data, guys, this Gantt chart is actually really important, and it actually helps you a lot, guys. Let me tell you why. Because there's into the Gantt chart, let's say, guys, there's any company. Okay, so any company, guys, they actually didn't run without let's say making any target or making any let's say the final like evaluation whatever they want. Okay, so let's say, guys, if I talk about my organization, or if I talk about PPDC, if I talk about any organization, guys, let's say if they're selling the product, if they're selling the like a courses, okay, if they're selling some recorded courses and all, so definitely, guys, they have some target into their mind. Okay, so let's say there's a sales team. Okay, so let's say for this particular course itself, definitely, guys, the PPDC team, or let's say the particular PPDC team actually done a lot of marketing and all. And after doing after doing all those marketing, they like they actually got, let's say, some number of students. Okay, so whatever the numbers we have right now, so definitely they done let's say a bit of marketing for that. Okay, so different, let's say, the kind of marketing they have done, maybe the email marketing, maybe the different way of digital marketing. There are multiple social media websites where they're trying to like reach out, and then they try to get the participants from there. Okay, now definitely, guys, at the start of the when they start this marketing and all, so they definitely have some numbers into their like mind. Okay, so maybe at the start when they start doing the marketing, they probably have this number that okay, they want to collect maybe 100 student, then, or maybe even, guys, let's say if I talk about the main person who are actually giving this particular job, they he might say pass this message to the marketing team that I definitely want at least 50 students or 50 learners for this particular program and all. Okay, now definitely, guys, marketing team is trying to do a lot of hard work, maybe a lot of money to trying to put. Okay, and then at the end they try to maybe get, let's say, 30 participants or maybe 35 participants at the end. Now, definitely, guys, the company wants to understand that how much they are actually short of whatever the number they actually discuss, or whatever the number they actually think of at the starting of doing the marketing and all. Okay, so that's the same thing, guys. We try to analyze with this Gantt chart. So into the Gantt chart, guys, there's something called we try to analyze that how much like a job or how much task we have achieved so far, And let's say in terms of, let's say if I set the target of something, so how close we are to our target. Okay, and this particular chart, guys, is very helpful for the client to understand on the very first end that how much close like we are towards our target, whether we are very close or whether we are very or let's say we're 10% or 20% far from that particular target. Okay, now let's see, guys, that over into this kind of a data, what we can talk about. We can maybe talk about the retention rate. We can maybe talk about let's say the revenue value. Okay, now over here, guys, let's see that what I can try to drag and drop it over here. So you can see, guys, that there's something called as a target value over here. So that is something which we can try to set it over here. And right now, guys, let's see that definitely, guys, in our data set, since we have created it artificially, so we have that retention rate of 100%. But yeah, let's see if I try to take this retained customers. Okay, and you can see, guys, that whatever the number you have taken over here, ultimately at the end you are getting that double of it. Okay, so 2000. Since so definitely, guys, since we have just 2000 customers, so definitely the retained customer will also have 2000. Now, guys, you can try to set some target value. Okay, now let's see, guys, that what target value can be created over here. So for that, guys, you can try to create a new measure over here. Now let's say, guys, into this new measure, I can try to set, guys, the target over here. Let's say target retention or something. Target retention, guys. Let's say set it to maybe you can say, guys, that okay. So I have to first check, guys, that we have somewhere created calculated this retention rate. Okay, so I think these are the numbers of retained customer, but we also have the retention rate somewhere. I think customer retention rate. Okay, let me check it over here about this customer retention rate. Yeah. So yeah, it is retained customer divided by the previous month customer. Okay, so I think definitely, guys, in this data we don't have some exact value, so we try to calculate in a different way. Now, yeah. Target retention, let's say, guys, you can try to set this target retention as anything. Let's say I try to set it to maybe 100. Okay, and now, guys, what we can do, we can try to take, guys, the customer retention rate over here. Let's say it is, you can see it is already 100%, guys. And definitely, guys, in this case, it probably not visible, I guess, if I try to take it over here. So yeah, guys, in this case, it is not making a lot of sense. You can see, guys, that now definitely, guys, if my target retention, guys, is let's say in the in the real one. Okay, so let's say, guys, if I just try to make it if I just try to make it like this, 1.5 multiplied with, let's say, the customer retention rate. Let's see this. Now, after that, guys, you'll see what will happen. So then, guys, your target retention will actually like changes over here. So it actually become let's say 2, and what I can actually do with that. So because, guys, in like in terms of number, it is actually 2 and 1 only. Okay, so 1 second. So over here, guys, definitely it is not making a lot of sense because ultimately, guys, for any organization, the maximum retention which you can try to think of is maybe 100%. and we're already achieving like that retention over here. Okay. Now, definitely guys, let's say if I try to change this with some other variable. Okay, so I'm just showing you guys that like for this particular data set, definitely this is the best like a columns which you can take. Okay, so definitely guys, in a real world scenario, you always need to take that your maximum retention rate should be 100%, and how much you are actually you how much you need to cover. Okay, so let's say right now if your retention rate is 70%, like in the previous case guys. Okay, so in the previous data we have the retention rate of 73 or 74%. So that 26% guys gap you are able to observe over here. Now into this case guys, definitely ultimately what the maximum thing which we can have is 100%. So that is not achievable over here. So what I can do guys, let's say if I really want to understand this, so we can try to remove this part, and we can try to, let's say, talk about something called as a total revenue. Okay, and we can try to create guys our let's say we can try to create guys I can say that any different number over here. So right now guys, the total revenue is 74.32, and you can see here that ultimately we are getting the double of whatever the number we have right now. Now what we can do guys, we can try to create a new measure over here. Okay, and I can think of guys that let's say the company is actually having a target of, let's say, 100 million. Okay, so target revenue I can say. And I can think of guys that the company having a target of let's say 100 million. So if I want to get guys, if I want to get that particular target value of uh, what I can say the 100 million guys. So in that case, it will be like 1 crore I can say. Okay, or you can even try to think of that what number can be multiplied with your let's say the total revenue. Okay, so right now it is 74.32. If I think of guys, let's say multiply this with 1.25, or I think 74.32 we have. I can think of then multiply with 1 point, let's say not, this will not work. So because I think it's with the 1.5 it will be a bit higher. So I can try to multiply this with 1.35. Yeah. So I can say that guys, let's say I can try to multiply this number with 1.35 of whatever the total revenue we have right now. Okay. So yeah, now I can try to run it. Let's say guys, a new column will be created over here as target revenue. Okay, so we have one as total revenue. We can create something as target revenue, and this target revenue guys can be tried to put it over here. Now you can see guys that here we're getting some one line over here guys, and it actually indicates that this is what let's say the target set by the company. And you can see guys that that blue like a bar which you can see at earlier, that actually suggests that what you are able to achieve like till now. Okay, and you are able to definitely guys understand that like how much value is still needs to be achieved from your end. Okay, definitely, as you can see that you have some minimum and maximum value over here. Okay, so let's say definitely, guys, no company start with that 0 million, so you can try to set some minimum value over here. You can try to set some maximum value over here, guys. By default, it is always guys the double of this maximum value guys is always the double of what the number you have into your data set. Okay, but yeah, if you want to set this maximum value, you can set it. You can similarly you can try to set the minimum value. Okay, the most important thing guys is the this target value. Okay, now definitely guys, if I have some other data set where definitely the retention rate is not 100%, now in that particular scenario guys, or especially guys in this kind of a data set, it is always recommended guys to have to try to see the retention rate over there, because in a customer data set guys, it is always important to focus on to the retention rate, and try to analyze that whether your retention rate is good or not. Okay, definitely guys, if the retention rate is not good, that is the very first thing which any company or the organization wants to improve. Okay, but definitely guys, in this case, since we don't have the retention like a rate over here, so we can actually talk about this let's say the revenue over here. Okay, so you can definitely guys try to change the color over here. You can definitely try to change the target color over here. Okay, so yeah, you can see guys that how it looks like. Okay, you can definitely try to increase the width so that it looks similar to all other charts over here. And for the other the above two charts also, guys, you can try to change the color. Okay. So you can see, guys, that now you're getting the total revenue, let's say by total revenue and the target revenue, and you can clearly observe, guys, that what is the objective of the organization, what they want to achieve, and what they have achieved so far. Okay, how close we are actually right now. Okay, and you can see, guys, that this number over here is nothing but it's simply the maximum value, and the maximum value, guys, over here is nothing but it's simply the double of what you have. So you can see, guys, that over here minimum maximum is simply the automatic value over here. You don't need to think of it. Okay, you can if you want, you can definitely try to change it to maybe something else. Okay, so instead of zero over there, you can try to write as 1 million instead of let's say, guys, okay, so okay, so instead of, guys, checking if you know about that minimum maximum value, so you can try to take it like in the retention rate. Definitely the maximum value will be 100. The minimum value can be 0, and you can definitely, guys, have some other target instead of 100% retention rate. You probably happy with that 90% of the retention rate. Okay, so yeah, I guess, guys, that I hope that you understand all the charts. You understand the significance of all these charts, guys, over here. Okay, and definitely, guys, in this particular now with this particular report, we try to definitely, guys, bring some extra like a chart information. We try to bring some more important, guys, the calculations, which definitely we didn't discuss like earlier with the with our previous reports. Yeah. Any doubt, guys, or any question to anyone? Yeah, guys, any question to anyone? Now, if you want to extend it, guys, so I think that this 3-page report is definitely enough to write our analysis or to write our insight, and then based on that, whatever the recommendations we have, it is definitely, guys, easy to do it on this based on this 3-page report. But definitely, if you want to add more information, so the next thing which you can try to add it, guys, is I already given you the hint that. You can try to add the key influencers, and you can try to show that let's say the customer who are actually at risk, then what may be the problem they are facing, what may be the issues they are facing, and that what may be the one reason why they are actually at risk. Okay, so uh, definitely, guys, these like a different things you can definitely try to create, and this will be more like helpful maybe for the client to make a decision. Okay, and again, guys, at the initial stage we try to make 4, 5, 6 different groups, but still now again, guys, you can try to go into your segmentation group where you make that customer segmentation, and you can try to think of that about these others. Okay, so what may be the perfect group, or what may be the perfect segment for these the customer who are belonging into others group. Okay, because others actually, guys, having no specific name. Okay, so if I want to make any decision, if I want to make any let's say the analysis, if I want to make any let's say sort of if I want to propose like any kind of offer to maybe these customer, so we probably not able to propose it. Okay, so definitely, guys, in that case, it is important to make better. So it is important, guys, if even those like 350 customer, you can try and to bifurcate in, let's say, in these different groups. Okay, because definitely, guys, the numbers over here are not very small. Okay, so let's say if I have just 10 20 customer, that is fine, but we have 350 customer belonging to this group. Okay, so you can definitely try to think of that. We can try to increase or decrease some number somewhere, and we can try to think of to bifurcate these customer in, let's say, whatever the groups we have created, so that a proper strategy can be created for it for them. Okay, so these are the two more things, guys, which you can try to implement, which you can try to add on into this project. And definitely, guys, this project is going to be really a benchmark project, guys, for you, if you try to just write all the analysis in, like, findings and the recommendation, and upload it somewhere. Okay, so fine, guys, please let me know if there is any question or doubt you guys have, because I think, guys, tomorrow we have the last session on this particular program. So yeah, definitely please let me know if you have any question, any query, any doubt. And definitely, guys, you can even come tomorrow with your like questions. But yeah, before wrapping up, because I think, guys, tomorrow, on the last day, we are not going to start any new thing. Whatever the things we have discussed, I am just going to take a quick wrap up or quick recap of all those things. And then it is definitely, guys, going to be your like questions, or your like any kind of like a thing you want to suggest. So that is what, guys, the main agenda for tomorrow. Okay, so make sure, guys, that yeah, if you have anything, please let me know. Or if you want me to add anything or include anything, so please let me know, guys. Yeah, guys, any question, anyone? Ayuri, Alisha, Pragati, Sushmita, Vaisali. Guys. Okay, then we can wrap up the session. I think, guys, definitely you enjoy like even today's session. Will include, guys, I think whatever the file, if it is missing. And even, guys, tomorrow you can just check the folder one more time and tell me if there is any like extra requirement, or if there is any file which is missing, which you think that we actually discussed in the classroom, but it is actually missing. So just please let me know, guys, so that I can actually include that as well. Okay. So fine, guys. Thank you so much. I hope that you really, really enjoyed this session, and as well as the entire like a program. And guys, please come up with like some suggestions and question tomorrow, so that we can happily wrap it up. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot. Good night.